hopefully it works. So anyway, this is Nyime here, and I am live. I am excited about doing this this video because I've been asked a lot of questions about personal development and how do I pick books and what am I currently reading and how do I move my life forward. And so I really wanted to go live today to not only talk about how to pick accountability books, how to pick personal development books, but also talk about how to apply them to your life. Because honestly, at the end of the day, if we want to be intentional with the way that we live, we have to get things that speak to where we are. Okay? So how do I pick a book? Or how do I pick a book that I'm going to read and actually apply to my life? Number one, these are my tips for you to pick an account. Why do I keep wanting to say accountability? These are my tips for you to pick a personal development book. Because it's not about just reading books that make you feel good and happy, happy, joy books. We actually, personal development is about moving your life forward. And so we have to do the self-evaluation. You have to do a self-evaluation about and asking yourself, okay, where am I now in my life, and where do I envision myself to be? What do I want to be, and do I want to get over myself? Like, do I want to get over where I currently am, and how can I get to the next level? So number one, you have to do a self-evaluation, and really ask yourself, where am I now, and how can I get to the next level? Hey girl, this is different. I'm on my business page, sidebar. On my business page, I can't really see who's online until I get a thumbs up. So give me a thumbs up to let you know you're in the house. But anyway, so self-evaluation is so important to picking the personal development book. That's level one. We have to pick a book based on our brokenness. This is what personal development is. You want to develop yourself. So you have to pick or do a self-evaluation and figure out where are you broken, and that may be fear, that may be lack of confidence, that may be leadership. To tell the truth, though I have a strong personality, I lacked in leadership skills for a long while. And so what I did was really, in order for my team to grow, in order for me to grow my business, I had to pick up a leadership book. I really did. I wanted to take my business seriously, and take making disciples seriously. So I had to read a leadership book. To me, it's about mentorship, and I want to be able to have my team to be successful. So I read leadership books. Okay, but anyway, how do you pick a book? A book is based off your brokenness, whether again fear, self-discipline, compassion, things like that. So you want to pick a book based off where you are currently and how to get over those things. So that starts that piece. Pick a book based off your brokenness. Okay, where you are today, and just admit the truth that time management is an issue. So you need the steps to get over time management. Okay, so once you pick this book based off your evaluation of yourself, and pick a book based off your brokenness, and not a book that feeds your strength. Because the thing is, you want to create balance in your life, so you got to feed what's weak. And that's how you develop yourself. Okay, so number one, pick a book. Well, self-evaluation. Then pick a book based off your brokenness. Number three is that once you read these books based off your brokenness, you have to receive what they're saying. Not just read and glean like the words. You have to receive it in your heart. Like, really receive. Like, this book is speaking to my spirit because I am a mess. And this book says, in order for me to get from fear to peace, I got to apply these steps. And so you have to receive it. Or it says, when you're going through fear situations, it says this is what, you look like. And you say, oh, that looks like me. So receive what it says. Like, truly, and what I mean by receive it in your heart, confirmation that, yeah, it's speaking to me, speaking to my heart, and really feel it. Because once you really feel it and connect with it, you're like, yeah, man, I got to do something about this. And you're more conscious about it. So you're making conscious effort after you receive it. You will make the conscious effort after you receive it. Now, number four, number four, in order for you to, well, after you receive it, it's about application. We can read all day long. We can look up online all day long that we are, I'm currently reading. We can do that all day long. We can get all the education that we want. We can do all that stuff. We can go to every class. We can do all the research. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Like, I work with my coaches and I work with a lot of folks online. They're okay, I'm going to do the research. Research is amazing, absolutely. But research is null and void if you never apply it to your life. So education, yeah, absolutely is key, but it's only really 40%. Application is everything. What are you going to do? Wisdom applies. And so that's where we have to realize that personal development, absolutely, it's about developing you as a person, and you can read all day long and you can have confirmation in your spirit, but what are you going to do to change? That's where the beauty lies. So my points again, real quickly: self-evaluation, pick a book based off your brokenness, whether you want more peace, joy, happiness. If you are struggling with fear, abuse in the past, your forgiveness, you're struggling with, if that's an area of brokenness for you, pick your book based off your brokenness. Leadership, if you have an issue with leadership, pick a book on leadership. And after you pick a book that's based off your brokenness, receive what it is saying. Confirmation is everything, because it's like, it's like, okay, what should I do with my life? You're like, okay, it's confirmed. I'm going to do this. But once you say I'm going to do it and actually doing it is totally different things. You know what I'm saying? So you have to receive it in your heart. Like, this is me. This is who I am. And like I said, that book really speaks to that part of your life you need to fix. But then it's the application. So like I say, number 4, I'm holding up like Brother Man from the 5th floor. So actually applying it to your life is everything. It's how your life is. It's how you move the chess piece. It's how you move your life forward. Don't just talk about it, be about it. And I'm telling you, get in a relationship with that book. That's how intimate you got to be with personal development. It's about moving your life forward. And what I mean getting a relationship with that book, not only receive it, but I mean highlight, write. As a matter of fact, I have a book right here. I'll give you for an example. Having a relationship with a book. This is The Purpose-Driven Life. Let me see if you can say it this way. Yeah, Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. I have read this book. I want to say, let's see here. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you the truth about this book. Okay, I hope you guys. I'm gonna give you the tips again after I tell you about this book. So, Purpose-Driven Life to me is the foundation. I'll recommend this book to anybody who is searching for purpose, who is searching for, okay, God, what do you want me to do with my life? Yes, sister. My soul sister, Deborah, I love you, girl. This book is everything. Girl, absolute chess piece. You got to move your life forward. This is, so, comment so I can see who's on this thing. So, yes, Purpose-Driven Life. I have read this book is everything. And this is why I'm telling you how personal development has become a culture, not only for me as far as a lifestyle, as a part of my worship experience, because I want to be my best for God, but I want to be the best wife. And I'm not perfect by any means. Let's be clear. But I want to be my best for God. And how have I been able to do that? I'm like, God, search me. Tell me what I need to be. Tell me what I need to be doing. So in order for how I've been able to really get to that point, yes, girl, turn your life around. So I'm going to tell you a story about this book, and I'm going to keep it 100. So after graduating college in 2004, graduating undergrad 2004, 2004. I was about, how was I? 23? No, 22. What? Anyway, I was younger than that. Can't even think. But anyway, so I was at work, my full-time job, total game changer, absolutely. At work, I'm a full-time job. I came in, I was writing proposals for my first, like someone gave me an opportunity of a lifetime right out of college. My mentor, one of my mentors. And at that, I had, everyone has an auntie at work. Everyone has an auntie at work. And I went to my auntie and I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing in my life? I'm proposal writing, but I mean, do I really see my life doing this forever? No, I don't. So what am I supposed to be doing in my life? And of course, purpose is a lifelong lesson, but once you get confirmation in your spirit of where you're supposed to be, it's more intentional, and you can receive that at any time. And so anyway, purpose driven, I was given, let me use my words correctly. I was given this book, girl, apps confirmation, boom. I was given this book. And how I know, because there's dates in it. I told you, you gotta build a relationship with your books. When it's about you, keep it real with yourself, right? Like where you are, and this, cause it's like, make your book your journal, unless you plan to give it away. You don't might see your thoughts. But anyway, so I got this book. Someone gave me, my auntie at work, her name is Velda, and she probably watches this podcast or this cast, gave me this book in 2004. No lie, there's a date. The year I graduated college. Okay? She gave me this book August 26, 2004. And pretty much the message she wrote in here, it says, I hope that God gives you the answer that you're searching for. It's short and sweet version of what she wrote. I hope God gives you the answer that you're searching for. Okay, and I'm going to keep it real. She gave me the book in 2004. Let's flip the page. She gave me the book in 2004. The first time I picked it up was actually 2006. I wasn't ready to receive what it was saying at that time. Okay? Okay, I'm trying to read these things at the same time. I'll read them when I get off. So, I wasn't ready to receive what God had for me at that time. So anyway, rewind. I'm sorry, 2005. So a year later, I wasn't ready to receive. But once I picked that book up, let me just say, in 2005, I read the first 2 chapters, put it down. A year later, picked it up, read 3 chapters, put it down. It took me to 2007 to actually read this book through its entirety. So, over the last, almost the last 8 years almost, girl, I'm telling you, this is real. Being ready to receive is everything, like my girl Deborah was saying. And yes, sister, yes. I'm telling you, you got to be ready to receive what the word is saying. But it got to speak to your brokenness, okay? So, why can I talk? Stuttering? I have read this book 6 times over the last 8 years. And every single time it speaks to where I am in different seasons of my life. Okay, but going back to my point of personal development, you have to be willing to admit who you are. And this is real. And it takes a hard look in the mirror to say, I'm really struggling with my confidence. I'm really struggling with being courageous. I'm really struggling with my peace right now. Lord, I need you to really speak to me about my next level, because I have no idea. I need to get my faith up. So I need you to speak to me. And so it's about asking, really telling God to search your heart. So this book is a book for everybody and anybody. It's on every season and every level of life. Read it 50 million times. And I know I read it that many times because, again, like I was saying, I need you to make a relationship with this book. Not just this book, but any personal development book that you read. Get in a relationship with this book. Look, I'm not even kidding you. I got dates. Look at that. Me and my books, we become BFFs. I'm not even kidding you. I want to know, like, God, I need you to show up in my life because I want the increase. I mean, don't you want the increase? Like, don't you okay, I want to read a book, I want to receive it, and I want my life to change. You don't want to just read a book just to be all warm and fuzzy. You know what I mean? You want a book that changes your life, and if you move, and you want to be honestly, this is for me, and maybe I'm a little fanatic, but I want to be able to look at my notes and I'm like, ooh, girl, no, you wasn't thinking that. You weren't thinking that 5 years ago. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I can go back to 2005 and it talks about my weight issues. I wrote notes about being overweight. That is real. That's raw and real. I wrote notes about how I was feeling about my weight problems back then. And so, because I was 80 pounds overweight back then, and and in the book, it clearly says, I wrote a note, God, I need you to deliver me from food. Straight up. I need help. So that's why I need you to make notes so you can journal. It's like a journal about where you are. Okay. So that seriously has changed the game for me. So Jack, this is just one book that I've read over the years, but I read different books to speak to where I am. Like right now, I'm reading leadership books because I have an amazing team, and I want to be able to lead them in a way that God is pleased. And so I make time. Girl, absolutely lost 100. Girl, you lost 87 pounds. That's amazing, girl. I'm telling you, isn't that the truth? 80 pounds. So we're soul sisters. It's been a journey, and I'm still on the journey. I'm still not where I want to be. I want to be my best for God. And that's why I constantly work out, because our body is our temple. I mean, but that's a whole, let me just be clear. I can talk on this thing all day long, and we can talk the body is a temple on the next video. But I want to give a recap of how to choose a personal development book. And the Purpose Driven Life is a book that I just highly recommend for anybody in whatever season you're in. But recap on how to pick your book. Number one, self-evaluation. You gotta tell the truth about where you are and say, you know what, God, I got problems. None of us are perfect. You know what I mean? None of us, no one is super saved. You know, let's just keep it real about where we are. We all got something that we're not so proud about, that we want to do better. You've probably got feedback from your spouse, your best friend, or somebody at work saying you need to clean up your attitude, or so you want to be peaceful, or just even things that you think of yourself. If you know that you're a fearful person, you're not being courageous, you're not being bold in faith, you're not faithful, you're not self-disciplined, time management, all those things, consistency, if you're not, it's a problem, you know. And so we have to develop yourself. You got to take the time to develop yourself. So number one, self-evaluation, where you are. Number two, pick a book that speaks to your brokenness. Number three, receive it. And I wrote little notes over here, so forgive me if I'm looking, but receive what that book is saying. And by doing that, you're making a relationship with the book. Write notes so you can receive it. And number four, I do this. Number four, application is everything. Don't just read a book just to read and say, oh, this book makes me feel so great and warm and fuzzy. But what are you going to do with the information? Okay, you have to move your life forward, and moving the chess piece forward is forward moving. You know, it's either direction, whether it's this way, that way, or forward, you're moving the chess piece. And that's what this is about. We can't stay, if you stay in one spot and you're just receiving, that's not what God don't want us just to receive. He wants to be givers, right? But give. And the only way you're able to give and grow your grass is that you got to move it, you got to grow it, you got to water it. That is real. It's a circle of life. But in order for your life to move forward, everything, you have to be willing to move and move and move. Okay? Something that God has blessed me with, and I've been able to do self-evaluation, well, I would say best self-evaluations with my coaches when they come on board. And it's been helping them with their personal development. So I'm grateful that God speaks to me in this way. And I'm just loving this journey. And so to me, like you guys know, I'm a health coach. But to me, this is ministry. This is ministry, because at the end of the day, God has called us to be our best self, you know, and we're all on the journey, every single one of us, but it's about telling the truth. And that's what this is about for me. It's about telling the truth, and really taking a hard look in the mirror and say, hey, I got a problem. Okay, but to me, I don't want to sit in my problems. I want a solution. This is solution based. So if you're about solutions, if you're about self-evaluation, if you're about self-development, and you're about being your best self, and you know, hey, talk to me. Let's just keep it real about where you are, and let's talk about a plan to move forward. But I just want to leave you guys with those tips, and I hope that this blessed someone today. And you guys have an amazing day. I want to do more live videos. So if there are any topics, literally any spiritual, any health topics, any topic, I just like to have a conversation. So anything you want to hear on this page or hear from me, Please let me know. And you guys have an amazing weekend. And you know, tomorrow I cannot wait to do our Weekend Warrior video post, which generally is about nutrition and how to move that part of your life forward, and how to break your relationship, unhealthy relationship with food, because I was there. I used to be an emotional eater, so I can totally understand anyone that can relate to that story as well. So I love you. You guys have an amazing weekend. It's Friday. Be free and be safe. So be awesome. Love you guys. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.